Welcome to Book Summary Podcast, your gateway to personal transformation. Each episode delivers big ideas from the world's most impactful books on mindset, productivity, and success, all in just a few minutes. Ready to turn knowledge into action? Let's get started.
Have you ever felt that nagging sense of being overwhelmed, like there's just too much information, maybe too many choices, and you find yourself making decisions, in the moment that you just, really regret later?
Oh, definitely. Or setting those big goals that just seem to fizzle out.
Exactly. You feel kind of stuck in a loop. It's a really common human struggle, isn't it?
It really is. We often get caught up analyzing the past, right?
Yeah.
Trying to figure out why we did what we did yesterday.
Constantly looking backward. But what if the secret to a more informed, more purposeful, maybe even a more successful life wasn't about digging through the past?
What if it was about looking forward?
Yeah.
Profoundly forward.
Yeah. What if the key to changing your present wasn't yesterday's regrets, but tomorrow's vision? Okay, let's unpack this.
Well, it's fascinating, isn't it? Because modern psychological research is really turning a lot of conventional wisdom on its head. For decades, psychology was heavily focused on our history, right?
Yeah.
On problems, past traumas. The assumption was that our behavior was just a byproduct of what happened before, like dominoes falling.
Deterministic, you mean? Like we're just reacting?
Precisely. A very deterministic view, leaving little room for, real agency.
Yeah.
But the science is shifting now. It suggests we're not simply pushed by our past.
Okay.
We're actually pulled forward by our future. This whole revolutionary concept is called prospection.
Prospection.
Right.
Got it. And that, my friends, is precisely what we're diving into today. Welcome to the deep dive. This is where we cut through all the noise, pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge, and share some surprising facts to shortcut your path to being well-informed.
And today's deep dive is into this really revolutionary concept, being your future self now. It's a powerful framework from Dr. Benjamin Hardy.
And he argues this isn't just like a nice philosophy, it's science-backed. It fundamentally shifts how we understand what drives us, right?
Exactly. It changes the game.
Okay, so to kick things off, let's look at a real-world example that just perfectly illustrates this. The incredible rise of Jimmy Donaldson. You probably know him as Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. Yeah. Incredible story.
Picture this. October 4th, 2015, Jimmy's 17. He's in 11th grade. Instead of cramming for a history test, he does something, pretty unusual.
He sets up his camera.
Right. And films 4 incredibly intimate, really vulnerable conversations. But not with a friend, not for his audience at the time.
He's talking to himself, his future self.
Exactly. He recorded 4 separate videos, one for 6 months out, one for 12 months, 5 years, and even 10 years into the future.
And they were raw, right? Like just 2 minutes long each, detailing his hopes, his expectations for his YouTube channel.
And the crucial part, he scheduled them to go live automatically on those future dates, like little time capsules.
Time capsules to his future.
In that first video, the one for his 6-month future self, it aired April 4th, 2016. He shows his screen, 8,000 subscribers, 1.8 million views. Pretty modest beginnings.
Yeah, compared to now.
And he tells his future self, kind of vulnerably, hopefully you're still uploading daily. Hopefully you have at least 15,000 subscribers, future me. That would be embarrassing if I don't.
He even says, it would be crazy if I had some ridiculous amount, like 20K or something, in 6 months. Just throwing it out there.
It's amazing foresight, but what happened next is just astonishing.
Right, because by the time that 12-month video dropped, just 6 months later,
he didn't just hit the 15K or 20K. He absolutely shattered it. Over 200,000 subscribers.
200,000. And his content started changing too, didn't it? Moving beyond just video games.
Totally. He started doing bolder stuff, more innovative experiments, like that live stream where he counted to 100,000 over 40 hours.
40 hours. That got like 20 million views, didn't it?
Yeah.
Insane.
And it just gets wilder. Fast forward to October 4th, 2020. That's when his 5-year Future Me video aired.
And by then, he's a global phenomenon.
Not just a YouTuber. He was the fastest rising one. Over 40 million subscribers. Remember his 5-year prediction was maybe 1 million?
40 million versus 1 million. Wow. And running a massive business, right? Team of 30 plus, huge revenue.
Over $100 million annual revenue. Videos getting tens of millions of views routinely.
And that conversation, the 5-year one, looking back at his 17-year-old self, you can see it was a turning point where he really got courageous about his dream.
He didn't just become his future self. He blew past those initial predictions.
He really did.
So what really stands out here is this. Mr. Beast didn't just kind of hope for a better future. He literally had a conversation with it, a raw, honest talk.
He actively engaged with that future version of himself, and it set something powerful in motion.
Creating one of the biggest internet success stories ever, it really highlights the shift in understanding human behavior, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And this brings us right back to what Dr. Hardy calls that 180-degree revolution in psychology.
Okay, explain that more. The 180 degrees.
What old models, the deterministic ones, saw us as, just products of our past. Actions were reactions, simple cause and effect from before.
Like we're just billiard balls bouncing off past events.
Pretty much. But modern research flips that script. It suggests the near opposite.
Mm-hmm.
We're not primarily driven by our past. We're pulled forward by our future.
Pulled forward. I like that.
And that pulling force, that's prospection. Our unique human ability, unlike any other animal, to not just think about the future, but to really contemplate countless potential scenarios deeply.
So every time we think about a new job or moving or even just what's for dinner, we're doing it. We're using prospection.
You are. You're envisioning outcomes, weighing possibilities, and then making conscious choices about which path to take.
It sounds like it's rooted in this idea that everything we do has a purpose, a goal, conscious or not.
Exactly. That's the teleological view. Every human action serves some end.
Give me some simple examples.
Okay, why walk to the fridge? Goal. Maybe satisfy hunger or boredom. Why go to school? Goal. Maybe college, maybe avoiding trouble, maybe seeing friends. Always a goal.
Even things we think of as bad, like scrolling social media endlessly.
Even then, the goal might be immediate gratification, escape, avoiding discomfort. There's still a purpose, even if it's short-sighted.
Mm-hmm. So the crucial insight here is understanding the why.
Yes, understanding the why behind any action is the deepest knowledge. It's the true driver of the what and the how.
Which, if you think about it, fundamentally changes how we approach personal growth, right?
Completely. It suggests that if we clarify our why, our purpose, our goals, the how naturally becomes more effective, less random, less chaotic.
Okay, makes sense. But you mentioned there's often a battle inside us, present you versus future you.
Right. Within this future-driven framework, we have these two main types of motivation. There's approach, moving towards what you want, and avoidance, moving away from what you don't want.
Approach and avoidance, okay.
And here's a kicker. Research suggests about 80% of people are primarily driven by fear or avoidance.
80%, wow, that seems high.
It is. And it often leads to what's called a narrow range of future thinking, meaning most people are stuck on short-term, often fear-based goals. Getting through the workday, making it to the weekend, paying the bills this month.
Just surviving the immediate battle.
Exactly. It's hard to lift your gaze beyond the urgent when you're constantly fighting fires. And our biology plays a role, too.
How so? Evolutionarily.
Yeah. Our hunter-gatherer ancestors weren't really wired for planning decades ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Survival was immediate. This affects us today with things like, say, retirement savings. That future feels so abstract.
That explains a lot. We see this disconnect everywhere, often humorously. Like Homer Simpson saying, "That's a problem for future Homer. Man, I don't envy that guy."
Huh, exactly. Or Jerry Seinfeld's bit about night guy always screwing over morning guy by staying up too late.
We choose the immediate pleasure, the easy path now.
And our future selves pay the price. Which brings us to this really crucial, kind of counterintuitive truth.
Okay, lay it on me.
The more connected you feel to your future self, the wiser and better your decisions are right now in the present.
Wait, so connecting with the future makes the present better, not sacrifice.
Precisely. It's not about deprivation now for some payoff later. That connection creates purpose. It creates meaning. It actually deepens your appreciation for your current life. It makes you happier now.
That's powerful. How does that work in practice?
Dr. Hardy shared a really moving personal story. He was exhausted after working on his book, pulls into his driveway, and his little 3-year-old daughter, Phoebe, runs out yelling, "Daddy!"
Yeah.
Just ecstatic to see him.
Ah, sweet moment.
Totally. But instead of just reacting, he decides to experience that moment through the eyes of his 53-year-old future self.
His future self, 20 years from now.
Yeah. And that future self would give anything to relive that exact moment, seeing her again, so small, so full of joy.
Wow.
He said he was brought to tears by how much he loved her, seeing her through that future lens. He jumped out, hugged her like he hadn't seen her in decades, chased her down the block laughing.
So completely changed his perspective on just coming home from work.
Completely. Inside, the older kids were bickering. His wife was busy with dinner. Normally, maybe he'd feel impatient, tired.
Right. The usual end-of-day chaos.
But seeing it all through his future self's eyes, everything felt precious. The scattered toys, the homeschool books, even the kids arguing. It made him value the infinite worth of his current life.
It's like that Stoic idea, memento mori, right? Remembering death to appreciate life. But this is remembering your future life to appreciate the present.
Exactly. It's a similar mechanism. The big takeaway is connecting deeply with your future doesn't mean sacrificing today. It makes today richer, more intentional, more meaningful. It helps you live powerfully right now.
Okay, that sets a really positive frame, but let's be real, it's not always easy.
Right.
What holds us back? Dr. Hardy identifies 7 specific threats, right?
Yes, 7 critical threats that can sabotage our connection to our future self. The first, and maybe the most fundamental, is threat, #1. Without hope in your future, your present loses meaning.
Okay, how does that connect?
We can look at Viktor Frankl, the psychiatrist who survived the Holocaust. He developed logotherapy, focusing on future meaning. In Auschwitz, his manuscript, his life's work, was destroyed.
Devastating.
Absolutely. But Ein, unwavering resolve to rewrite that book, plus his deep desire to see his wife again.
Yeah.
That became his lifeline. He literally reconstructed it in his head on stolen paper scraps.
He had a powerful why, that Nietzsche quote he cites. He who has a why to live for can bear almost anyhow.
Precisely. He saw that prisoners who lost hope, who lost that future purpose, they just decayed. Mentally, physically, they gave up. Hope wasn't just optimism for Frankl. It was a specific, tangible future goal.
So how do researchers define this kind of hope? It's more than just wishing, right?
Much more. It's a combo of 3 things. 1, a clear, specific goal. 2, agency thinking, believing you can take actions to get there. And 3, pathways thinking, seeing multiple ways to reach the goal.
The will and the way.
Exactly. And studies show high-hope people commit fully to the goal, but stay flexible on the how. They learn from setbacks. Low hopers get stuck on one path, become passive, avoid challenges.
So the question for us is, are we just wishing for a better future? Or are we actively building the will and the ways to get there?
That's the core question for threat #1.
Okay, what's the second threat?
Threat #2. A reactive narrative about your past stunts your future. This one is about the story we tell ourselves about where we came from.
Our personal history.
Exactly. Dr. Hardy shares a story from his childhood. A severe car accident where his mom got a brain injury. He was in shock, hair falling out. A police officer pulled him aside.
What did the officer say?
He told him basically, look, this could ruin your life. You need to choose how you handle this right now. And crucially, he told him, this wasn't your fault. You're not to blame.
Wow. That officer acted as an empathetic witness, as trauma experts call it.
Right. Dr. Peter Levine says, trauma isn't what happens to us, but what we hold inside without that empathetic witness. Our past isn't just facts. It's the meaning we assign, the story we tell. And that story can change.
So the events are fixed, but our narrative isn't.
Exactly. And here's the mind bender. The present actually causes the meaning of the past, not the other way around. Our current goals and mindset reshape how we remember and interpret past events.
That gives us immense power, doesn't it, to reframe things?
Huge power. Pain, hurt. If we face it proactively, it can be an incredible teacher. Those hard moments can push us to learn, commit to better. That's post-traumatic growth.
Finding the gain in the gap, as they say. It's like a superpower, rewriting your history, not to deny it, but to learn from it.
Precisely. Reframing with gratitude transforms pain into growth.
Okay, threat #3. This one sounds subtle.
It is. Threat #3. Being unaware of your environment creates a random evolution. Our surroundings, people, information, places subtly shape our goals, often without us realizing it.
Like that Jim Rohn quote. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
That's a big part of it. But it's all inputs. Your input shapes your outlook shapes your output, and your output shapes your future. It's a chain reaction.
So if we want to change our future, we need to consciously change our inputs.
Yes, proactively. If you want to be an entrepreneur, immerse yourself with successful entrepreneurs. Want better health? Spend time with fit people and healthy environments. Design your context.
That also means maybe ending some relationships, even if they're not bad.
That's the hard part. The courage to unalign. Recognizing that what got you here might not get you there. It's not about judging people. It's about aligning your environment with your future self.
Moving from maybe transactional relationships, scorekeeping, to transformational ones, focused on mutual growth.
Exactly. Transformational relationships where you focus on giving tend to lead to much bigger, sometimes unpredictable future selves.
Yeah.
So the question is, how deliberately are you curating your inputs and your inner circle?
Good question. Okay, threat #4, disconnection.
Threat #4. Being disconnected from your future self leads to myopic decisions. We touched on this. Humans aren't naturally wired for super long-term planning. That hunter-gatherer brain prefers immediate rewards.
Right. Spending money now feels better than saving for retirement 30 years away. Eating junk food now versus long-term health.
Exactly. Dr. Hal Hershfield, who studies this, says the key is developing empathy for your future self. Seeing them not just as older you, but as a genuinely different person.
A different person. How does that help?
Because when you see them as distinct, with their own hopes and needs, you start to care about their well-being. You appreciate how your choices today directly impact them.
So it shifts from feeling like you're sacrificing your present.
To feeling like you're investing in someone you care about your future self.
Yeah.
And investments compound, right?
Yeah.
Making them wealthier, happier, and making your present feel more purposeful.
And the clearer that vision of the future self, the better.
Absolutely. Hershfield calls it vividness. The more vivid, clear, and detailed your future self vision, the more direct your path. That exercise of writing a letter from your future self is powerful for this.
So the bottom line is, today's choices shape a real different person's future. Connecting with them stops us from, well, screwing them over with short-sightedness.
Perfectly put.
Okay. Threat #5 involves urgency.
Threat #5. Urgent battles and small goals keep you stuck. Remember that movie In Time, where time is money?
Yeah, the poor live day to day, always rushing, while the rich move slowly.
It's a great metaphor. Most people are caught in that rush, driven by urgent short-term goals. Paying bills, getting to Friday. Stuck in the rat race, as they say.
Like a hamster on a wheel, lots of effort, no real progress towards a bigger future.
Exactly. To break free, you have to lift your gaze, connect with the bigger future, set bigger goals. Grant Cardone's 10X rule is relevant here.
The idea that it takes the same energy to aim for $10 million as $100,000.
Right. It's about radically elevating your vision, not just working 10 times harder at small things. Because when we're focused only on small, urgent goals, we get inattentional blindness.
We miss the bigger opportunities, the gold coins right in front of us.
Precisely. Asking bigger questions literally changes what you see, what you notice. So are we chasing bronze coins and missing the gold?
A critical question. Okay, threat #6. This one sounds like it's about taking action.
Threat #6. Not being in the arena is failing by default. Teddy Roosevelt's famous quote captures it perfectly. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, not the critic on the sidelines.
Right, the one covered in dust and sweat.
Think of Tom Brady, not the most physically gifted QB, drafted late, faced constant doubters. But 7 Super Bowls later.
He was in the arena. He always said critics outside don't matter.
Exactly. The real danger isn't failing in the arena, it's staying out of it. Overthinking, analysis paralysis, letting fear win. He who hesitates is lost, as Cato said.
You can't learn or practice deliberately on the sidelines, so inaction is a form of failure.
It's failing by default. Psychologically, courage means pursuing a worthy goal despite risk. You need to get in the game, get hit in the face with consequences, because that's how you learn, adapt, grow.
Dr. Hardy mentioned his own journey with writing online, right? Took him years to start.
5 years. He faced criticism, insecurity, felt like failing constantly. But the rapid learning only happened once he was in the arena. The biggest threat isn't failing. It's the guaranteed failure of never trying.
Makes sense. Okay, the final threat. This one's counterintuitive. Success itself.
Threat #7. Success is often the catalyst for failure. It sounds weird, right? But look at the Beatles. Changed music forever in just 7 years, then broke up.
Why? What happened?
Phenomenal success brought massive complexity. Muddled goals, internal fighting, external pressures. They lost that initial singular focus.
This happens a lot, this success disease.
It's quite common. Dr. Gay Hendricks calls it the upper limit problem. We have a subconscious comfort zone, and when we surpass it, get too successful, too happy, we often unconsciously self-sabotage to get back to what feels familiar.
Like suddenly making a bad investment if you've never had money.
Exactly. And success breeds complexity. You start focused on your craft, then suddenly you're managing money, people, opportunities. Greg McKeown calls it the clarity paradox.
Clarity leads to success. Success leads to more options. Options diffuse focus, undermining the original clarity.
You got it. And more options often mean more lesser goals pulling you away. As Robert Brault said, we are kept from our goal not by obstacles, but by a clear path to a lesser goal.
So achieving success is one thing, but sustaining and growing it requires constantly recommitting to that clear future self.
It's a whole different battle. Requires continuous vigilance and clarity.
Okay, we've navigated the threats. Now let's shift to the empowering side, the 7 truths about our future self.
Absolutely. And to set the stage, let's look at another incredible story. Benigno Ninoy Aquino Jr. and his wife Corey in the Philippines.
This was during the Marcos regime, right? Corruption, debt.
Exactly. Ferdinand Marcos ruled dictatorially, stole billions. Ninoy Aquino dared to challenge him, envisioning a democratic future for his country. His why was incredibly strong.
He was imprisoned, then exiled to the U.S., but felt compelled to return, even knowing the danger?
He knew it could cost him his life, and tragically, it did. He was assassinated the moment he stepped off the plane back in Manila in 1983.
But his death wasn't the end of the story, was it?
Far from it. It became a catalyst, galvanizing huge opposition. And his wife, Corey Aquino, who was primarily a homemaker,
She stepped up.
she stepped into leadership, became president, helped restore democracy, paid down debt, became known as the mother of democracy. She fulfilled a profound future self, driven by Ninoy's vision.
Wow, a powerful testament to how a vivid future, even facing death, can shape destiny.
It truly is, which leads us perfectly into truth #1. Your future drives your present.
We touched on this with perspection. It's like Aristotle's final cause.
Exactly. Aristotle believed understanding the why, the end for the sake of which a thing is done, was crucial. All human behavior is goal-driven, teleological. Our goals cause our actions.
Unlike animals reacting instinctively, we can consciously choose actions based on desired futures.
Precisely. Even creativity isn't random magic. It's giving form to raw materials based on an intended future. A book from thoughts, a table from wood. It implies intentional design.
Peter Thiel talks about definite versus indefinite futures, right?
Yes. A definite view means you believe you can shape the future, so you plan and act accordingly. An indefinite view sees it as random, leading to focusing on process over substance, giving up mastery.
Even flow states need clear goals.
Absolutely. Goals create the constraints for focus. Break down the big goal, win the game, into smaller ones, win this play. So the key is realizing even spontaneous actions serve an end. Are they the ends we consciously choose?
Makes sense. What's truth #2?
Truth #2. Your future self is different than you expect. Dr. Daniel Gilbert at Harvard has studied this extensively. People consistently underestimate how much they'll change in the future.
The end of history illusion. Thinking we're finished products now.
Exactly. But the crucial insight is to actively see your future self as a different person. Someone with different views, goals, habits. Not just an older version of you now.
Why is seeing them as different so important?
It fosters appreciation for their potential. It frees you from being stuck in your current ways. It fuels a growth mindset. You don't need all the answers now. Mistakes are okay. Learning matters more than proving.
It allows you to be kinder to your present self too, knowing you're just a temporary draft.
Precisely. It's incredibly liberating. Your trajectory matters more than your current position.
I like that. Okay, truth #3 involves a Pied Piper.
Yeah, truth #3. Your future self is the Pied Piper. It relates to paying the piper, facing the consequences of your actions.
So every choice has compounding consequences.
For better or worse, your future self is the exaggerated result of your current decisions. You can't escape them. You can only choose when and how much you pay.
Like Jim Rohn said, discipline weighs ounces while regret weighs tons. Pay small amounts daily or a huge bill later.
Exactly. Pay daily through small, consistent investments, conscious actions towards goals, learning, health, relationships. That's a bargain. Or continually borrow from your future self through costs.
What's a cost in this context?
Anything with more downsides than upsides. Mindless scrolling, eating junk, things that make you less healthy or capable over time. Costs are often addictive. Investments compound, making your future self wealthier.
Even tiny habits can lead to huge results through compounding.
Dramatically unpredictable results sometimes. One book leads to a library. Small weekly investments build confidence. This also relates to the point of no return.
Like the entrepreneurs in Dr. Hardy's research. Once they fully committed, often financially, their identity shifted.
Yes, they became 100% committed. So are we consciously directing the compound effect for our desired future self, or letting costs put us deeper in debt to them?
Powerful framing. Truth #4 is about clarity again.
Truth #4. The more vivid and detailed your future self, the faster you'll progress. Think about walking without landmarks. You inevitably walk in circles, right?
Right.
Unclear destination, wasted effort.
So clarity equals direction.
Exactly. Contrast that with the skateboarder, Yuto Horigome, went from average pro to world champ.
Ow. He had that childhood dream, best skateboarder in the world, and meticulously envisioned it.
Meticulously. He spent hours imagining and inventing new, highly technical tricks. That vivid future self guided his every practice, leading to Olympic gold.
So it's not enough to just want it. You need to see it in detail. Measurable milestones help too.
Definitely. Clarity plus measurable goals equals effective process and faster progress. It becomes a guiding star.
Okay, truth #5 sounds paradoxical. Failing as your future self is better.
Truth #5. Failing as your future self is better than succeeding as your current self. Josh Waitzkin is the perfect example here. Chess prodigy, then Taiji world champion.
The art of learning guy. What was his strategy?
He called it investment in loss. In Taiji, he deliberately trained with people way better than him, getting constantly thrown around, enduring painful failure.
While others avoided that.
Right. They stuck to succeeding at their current level. Waitzkin embraced failure at the level he wanted to be at his future self's level. This accelerated his learning dramatically. It's the ultimate deliberate practice.
And he said connecting with his own future self helped him do that.
Yes, getting guidance from that future version of himself allowed him to commit to that harder path. So it shifts failure from something to avoid to something to seek out strategically at the level you aspire to.
Wow. Okay, truth #6 gets philosophical about success.
Truth #6. Success is achieved by being true to your future self, nothing else. This uses a really stark example, Adolf Hitler.
Hitler. How does he fit in?
His childhood dream, described in Mein Kampf, was to be a professional artist. He worked hard at it, but failed the Art Academy entrance exam twice and gave up.
So Stephen Pressfield argues resistance beat him, pushing him onto a shadow career, a path taken because the true dream failed.
Exactly. A clear path to a lesser goal, which contrasts with Derek Sivers' definition of true success.
Which isn't fame or money.
No, it's living in alignment with what you genuinely want and believe, your authentic self, regardless of what the world thinks. Are you being true to the future self you deep down want to be?
That really challenges conventional definitions of success. A tough question to ask ourselves.
It really is.
And the final truth, #7, brings in a potentially sensitive topic, God.
Truth #7. Your view of God impacts your future self. And the key here is it's not about promoting religion, but acknowledging that our foundational worldview, spiritual or secular, profoundly shapes our sense of self, potential, and trajectory.
How so? Give me the contrasting views mentioned.
Okay, one view sees God as a dictator, controlling everything. Predestination. This leads to an external locus of control. You feel powerless, maybe blame God or others, limits your future self because you have no agency.
Okay. Another view.
God is creator, but fundamentally separate, unknowable. Creates a kind of identity confusion, no clear path for humanity's potential relative to the divine.
And the third view contrasted.
Views God as a parent, humans as literal offspring. Life becomes a developmental school, consciously chosen. This view implies an inherent capacity to become like God, suggesting unlimited future self-potential, the concept of theosis, or deification.
C.S. Lewis touched on this, right? Living in a society of possible gods and goddesses, no ordinary people.
Exactly that quote. It elevates human potential dramatically. But regardless of one specific belief, the core point is how our deepest worldview shapes the boundaries we perceive for our own future.
So the question becomes, how does my foundational worldview influence what I believe my future self is capable of?
That's the essence of it, acknowledging that connection.
Okay. Threats understood, truth internalized. Now the big question. How do we actually do this? How do we start being our future self today? Dr. Hardy lays out 7 steps.
Yes, the practical application. And we can frame these with Steve Jobs' journey, especially his time away from Apple.
His exile period. He wasn't the same when he came back, was he?
Not at all. He learned humility, better leadership. He invested in Pixar, became a billionaire. He was transformed. His commitment to a future self who would change the world guided him through those dark, messy times.
And led him to turn Apple around spectacularly. So his story sets the stage for these steps. What's step #1?
Step #1. Clarify your contextual purpose. Remember Viktor Frankl. He didn't focus on some grand lifelong meaning of life in the camps. He helped prisoners find a contextual purpose for their immediate situation, a specific goal for right now or the near future.
Like Steve Jobs, his big purpose was change the world. But his contextual purpose was the iPod, then the iPhone.
Exactly. Bite-sized, focused purpose for the current context. Dr. Hardy suggests connecting with your long-term future self, then boiling it down to no more than 3 core priorities for right now.
3. Why only 3?
Research by Jim Collins, Good to Great, and Gino Wickman, Traction, shows top performers, companies, and individuals have this ruthless focus. If you have more than 3 priorities, you don't have any. It prevents diluted effort.
So figure out the 3 most important things for now, set huge 12-month targets for each.
And then push it. Which of these could you 10x in the next 12 months? That forces rethinking your approach, finding better paths. It demands ruthless clarity.
Ruthless clarity, okay. Step #2 follows logically then.
Step #2. Eliminate lesser goals. If you have your top 3 priorities, everything else is potentially a lesser goal, a distraction. Neil Gaiman's mountain strategy is perfect here.
He saw his future self as a distant mountain, and every choice was filtered. Does this take me closer or further away?
Right. If it didn't move him closer to being the fiction author he wanted to be, the answer was no, even if it was a good opportunity on its own.
Because our actions show our true commitments, not our words. If I say I want X but do Y, I'm committed to Y.
Precisely. And Clayton Christensen's insight, 100% is easier than 98%. Full commitment avoids constant decision fatigue and internal conflict about those lesser goals.
See lesser goals as weeds in the garden you're trying to grow. Engaging with them is planting weeds.
Great analogy. It requires constant discernment. Is this taking me towards my objective? Is this the best use of my energy right now? It's about ruthless subtraction.
Okay, step #3 sounds internal. Elevating emotions.
Step #3.
Yep.
Elevate from needing to wanting to knowing. This draws on Dr. David Hawkins's map of consciousness, moving from lower emotions like fear and craving, needing, unhealthy attachment.
Through wanting, still lack, but maybe healthier.
Knowing is the state of accepting that what you desire is already yours, in essence. Florence Shinn said, faith knows it has already received and acts according.
Denzel Washington said something similar. True desire is God's proof that it's yours already.
Yes. And Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about gratitude being key because its emotional signature implies it has already happened. Feeling the emotions of your future now. It's visceral.
This connects to worthiness too, right? Not getting what we want because deep down we don't feel we deserve it.
Often, yes. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. Belief is key, which leads to Zig Ziglar's be then do then have model.
Contrasting with the usual have do be, I need money to do the thing to be the person.
Right. The powerful way is be first. Embody the identity of your future self now. Then the do and have follow naturally. Cultivating that state of knowing is the ultimate alignment.
And if you know what you want, step #4 says.
Step #4. Ask for exactly what you want. Don't just know it internally, articulate it. Joshua Wolfshank talks about a generative loop. Just speaking your desire even to one person can start the ball rolling.
Like Amanda Palmer, the musician, her art of asking.
Exactly. She was radically transparent, asking fans directly for support, places to stay, pianos to practice on. Criticized by some, but incredibly successful and connective.
For Graham Stephan on YouTube, being shameless and asking for likes and subscribes because he knew it served his future self's goal.
Yes. He stopped being afraid to ask, stopped being afraid to succeed. Often we don't ask because we don't feel worthy, so we lower our sights. Asking clearly signals your commitment.
So know what you want, feel worthy of it, then have the courage to ask clearly and persistently.
That's the essence of it. Overcome the internal barriers and ask.
Okay, step #5 is about making it easier, systemizing.
Step #5. Automate and systemize your future self, making your desired future inevitable through systems. R.A. Meisel's framework. Optimize, automate, outsource.
First, cut out waste, optimize. Then use tech or processes to run things automatically.
Automate.
Then delegate what's left, outsource.
Precisely. Dr. Hardy found auto-investing powerful. Setting it up automatically removed willpower, built momentum, increased motivation as he saw results. It became inevitable.
Inevitability thinking. I like that. Setting things up so success is the default. This also involves who's, not how's.
Yes, leveraging other people's skills. Like Dr. Hardy's assistant filtering things, protecting his focus on his big 3 priorities. It frees up mental energy.
Which requires embracing selective ignorance. Ignoring most inputs because they're distractions.
You have to. You cannot overestimate the unimportance of practically everything, as John Maxwell said. Filter ruthlessly. Think of the Yellowstone wolves.
The butterfly effect example.
Yeah.
Reintroducing a few wolves changed the whole ecosystem. Deer behavior, vegetation, even rivers.
Exactly. Small systemic changes create massive, non-linear results. We need to design our life system to block negative inputs and automatically compound positive ones. Be the architect, not just reactive.
Architecting inevitability. Love it. Step #6 involves our calendar.
Step #6. Schedule your future self. Your calendar doesn't lie. It shows your real priorities. Most people's calendars are filled with urgent, lesser goals, meetings, distractions.
Not blocks of time dedicated to their future self's priorities.
Rarely. Dan Sullivan talks about the 4 freedoms: time, money, relationship, purpose. How you spend your time is the clearest indicator of your commitment.
This means shifting from Newtonian time, scarce, urgent, to Einstein time. You create it.
Right. Owning your time, being the cause. Dr. Hardy did this radically. He blocked off Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays completely for non-work, family, recovery.
Wow. 3 full days.
And then dedicated Mondays and Tuesdays exclusively to his core work, writing and filming. No appointments allowed.
That takes courage. It's never convenient to just stop the fire hose of demands. Being busy feels productive sometimes.
It can be a comfort zone, a form of what Stephen Pressfield calls resistance, resisting the work of your future self. You have to schedule it, prioritize it ruthlessly. Your calendar becomes a tool to schedule the person you're becoming.
Okay, final step. Step #7. Aggressive completion.
Step #7. Aggressively complete imperfect work. Seth Godin is the poster child for this. Prolific author, blogger.
Permission Marketing, Purple Cow, The Dip, tons of influential books.
His core idea, borrowed from Jobs. Real artistship. Finishing and releasing imperfect work is crucial. It's about the collision between your work and the world.
Not waiting for perfection.
Never. Perfection is procrastination in disguise. Godin stresses prolificacy. Picasso made thousands of paintings. We know a handful. You have to produce volume to find quality. Done is better than perfect.
Parkinson's law fits here too. Work expands to fill the time. Give yourself less time.
Exactly. And the 80% rule. Get it 80% good and ship it. Chasing the last 20% takes forever and often isn't worth it. Every completion builds confidence and learning for the next round.
So are we holding back chasing perfection or embracing the messy, iterative power of getting things done?
That's the challenge. Embrace aggressive completion.
Okay, that's a lot to digest. Threats, truths, steps. As we bring this deep dive to a close, the core idea really resonates. Your future self isn't some distant fantasy. It's a real force shaping you now.
Absolutely. We've seen this shift from past-focused psychology to future-pulled prospection. We've identified the threats, lack of hope, past narratives, environment, disconnection, small goals, staying sidelined, even success itself.
And we've explored the powerful truths. Your future drives your present. Your future self is different. They're the Pied Piper of consequences. Vividness accelerates progress. Failing as them is better than succeeding as your current self. True success is authenticity, and your worldview matters.
And now, crucially, we have those 7 concrete steps. Clarify contextual purpose, eliminate lesser goals, elevate to knowing, ask clearly, automate systems, schedule it, and ship imperfect work.
We've seen how this works in practice, too, from Dr. Hardy's profound moment with his daughter to Mr. Beast literally speaking his incredible future into existence. It's an actionable framework.
Truly transformative if applied.
So to really bring this home for you, the listener, we have a challenge, a direct, actionable challenge. In the next 24 hours, create your own time capsule for your future self.
Just like Mr. Beast did with his videos, or Dr. Hardy and his wife did with their 9-year capsule.
Yeah. Film a video, maybe unlisted on YouTube for later. Or write a detailed letter to yourself, seal it, store it away. 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10, you choose.
Make that vision clear, make it bold, use the principles we talked about. You'll likely be amazed at how different, how much wiser that future self is when you finally reconnect.
It's a powerful exercise. So as you move forward from today's deep dive, here's a final thought to chew on. Your future self is inevitable. You will become someone different down the road.
Change is constant.
The profound question then, maybe the most important question any of us can ask is, who will that future self be?
Because every single decision you make today, big or small, is effectively a vote cast for that future self. The power to define and be that person. It truly lies in your hands, starting right now.
Cheers to your future self, and thank you for taking this deep dive with us.
Thanks for tuning in to the Book Summary Podcast. If you found value in today's episode, hit that like button, subscribe for more summaries, and share it with someone who's ready to grow. Want deeper insights, exclusive book notes, and reading tips? Join our free newsletter. The link's in the description. And don't forget, if you'd like to read the full book, our affiliate link is right below. It helps support the channel and keeps the summaries coming. Until next time, keep reading, keep growing.